Hello AACPS staff and students. In this short video tutorial, we're going to talk about utilizing the team feature in WeVideo Classroom, and specifically what it looks like for students when they are working on a team project. So here I'm utilizing a split screen. On the left-hand side, I have student number 1. On the right-hand side, I have student number 2, and they are both members of the same class, and their teacher has given them a team project here called Interview a Friend. And we're going to have our two students join the same team so that they can work together on this assignment. So I'm going to start with student number 1, and I'm going to choose Jump In. And then student number 1 is going to join Team 1 and choose Join. Now I'm going to come over to student 2, and I'm going to have student 2 choose Jump In. And now student number 2 can see that their classmate has joined Team 1. So names of students who have already selected a team will appear, and that way students might be able to choose who they want to work with. So now student number 2 is also going to choose to join Team 1 and choose Join. Now both of our students are in the same project together. One of the first things that you'll notice when students are working in a project together is that they get this little symbol or icon here at the top that shows them who else is in the project with them right now. When they hover over it, it tells them the name of the classmate who is there with them at that moment. I'm going to have student number 1 add a piece of media here to our project area. And you'll notice over here on the right-hand side where student number 2 is working that it only takes a moment for it to catch up and make that piece of media available to student number 2 as well. So one student could be focused on pulling media into the media area for the project, while the other student is pulling that media down and building the tracks that will become a part of the actual project. And once again, we had student number 2 add a track. It takes just a moment for it to catch up over here where student number 1 is working, and that same piece of media will appear in video track number 1 for student number 1 as well. The other place where students will find the thumbnail of their classmates is right here on the track that the student is currently working on. So when I hover over that same circular icon, it tells me which student added that track and has it selected right now. If student number 2 unselects or deselects that particular track, it takes just a moment and their icon goes away because they are no longer working on that particular track anymore. So when you're doing a team assignment, it's very important that you plan well for who's going to add what piece of information. It would be great if one student was building the video while another student was adding text, or if one student was pulling in pieces of media while the other one was dragging them down to add them to the project area. That way you guys are coordinating and you're not tripping over each other for who's going to complete each portion of the assignment. If we maximize student number 1's view, you'll notice we have a turn in button here in the upper right hand corner, just as we did for the individual projects. But if student number 1 clicks to turn this assignment in and verifies that they are ready to turn it in, it is now turned in for all students on that team. So it's additionally important that you guys coordinate on when you are ready to turn an assignment into the teacher, so that one student doesn't decide, I'm done, I'm ready to turn it in, when other members of the team are still working or editing, because turning it in does submit it for the entire group. So that was a quick look at how the team feature is different than working on an individual project, and how you can see what your teammates are working on in the team feature in WeVideo Classroom.